Welcome back to Carneades.org. Today we're going to be announcing the winners of the live giveaway that we did 2 weeks ago for video number 700. Now, 2 weeks ago we did a live giveaway for video 700 here on the channel. This week we will be announcing the winners. We do not have a normal video this week, but don't worry, we are starting a week-long daily series on February 1st. And there may be some additional bonus videos throughout February, so stay tuned. So even though you're not getting a technical philosophy video today, you're going to get a lot more this whole week and a few extras thrown in throughout February. So stay tuned for all of those. As for the giveaway, a huge thank you to everyone that tuned in or answered one of the questions. We're going to have to do another one of these in the future. It was a lot of fun. There were a lot of great answers, and it was really hard to pick between them, so I picked relatively arbitrarily. I do not claim any deep justification for the answers that I picked, and I'm also arbitrarily going to change some rules that I set down at the beginning. Some questions have multiple winners. Some people won with more than one question. I'm giving you free things, so I feel no shame in arbitrarily changing things up. If you see your username announced here, send me a message with your address, and I'll have your prize sent to you. Question number 1. According to Common Sense Deontic Logic, if some statement P is part of the maximal course of action, what other common sense predicates must be applied to P? What other common sense predicates can be applied to P? The winner was Pastafarian Priest, with one of the only answers that really answered the fullness of the question. So, great job. And you're going to be winning a lovely square button with this quote of Immanuel Kant, as well as our design of Kant's face on there. Number 2, I'm what makes kings great and what poisons man. I'm what brings men together and what tears through their breast. I never follow, but I can write. I no longer power cars, but I can still power revolutions. What am I? The correct answer was L-E-A-D, pronounced either lead or lead, depending. Leadership makes kings great, but lead poisoning can poison people. Leadership brings people together, lead bullets tear through people's breast. Leaders don't follow, but lead can write. We have now unleaded gas in cars, so lead no longer powers cars, but leadership can power revolutions. First off, great job, Blad, answering this one correctly, but I'm also going to give a prize to the runner-up, Michael Zwissig, because Blad actually is going to win another one of these. And Michael gave the answer pride, which I think works in some of those contexts, though it's not quite what I was looking for. So both of you are going to be winning an Alfred Tarski magnet for your fridge or other metallic surface, with the quote, "The sentence, 'the snow is white,' is true if and only if snow is white." Alright, next up, what is the best argument you can offer for the existence of God that I've not heard before? This was amazing. We got some really interesting, cool arguments, but there were a lot of great ones, and it was a really tough choice. But the one that I thought was the most interesting and really the most convincing or powerful, and that I might want to do a series on or a video on later, was offered by OMG It's Harris, I assume is how you pronounce that username, about RNA and kind of the beginning of life. I think it's an interesting argument, perhaps not for a Christian God or something, but the idea of some creator, not in the biological sense, but in that original starting of RNA sense. I think it's a fascinating idea around that while we have evolution to explain all of these different species and things, science is yet to come up with a really solid explanation, in the same way that evolution is a solid explanation of that first moment of life. You are going to win a Rene Descartes button, so send me your address and I'll send you one of those. Now, explain diachronic Dutch books in the simplest possible terms. This was another one that not many people entered, so Pastafarian Priest actually wins again. I'm giving good explanations for both of these, both the answer to the first question and an explanation here on the fourth one. So congratulations, you're going to win a Thomas Kuhn tote bag with a quote, "The proponents of competing paradigms practice their trades in different worlds." Next up, number 5. Now, we got a lot of answers to number 5. How many triangles are there in this image? Actual triangles, not the word triangle. And for bonus points, how can you figure out how many triangles will be added by adding another row? That is a very difficult question. I did not even have a good answer to that question. So, there are going to be 2 winners. The first winner is the first person to guess the right number of triangles. The correct answer was 104. There are a lot of triangles there. The winner was Renato A.M.L. Fernandez. However, someone later not only gave the correct answer, but answered the challenge of finding an explicit equation by the number of rows. You, even though you gave the correct answer late because you answered the bonus question, are also going to win this prize, and that was Mark Sudduth. So congratulations to both of you. You're going to be getting a Bertrand Russell keychain with the lovely face of Bertrand Russell. Now, what is your best argument against philosophical skepticism? This was another tough one to judge. There were a lot of arguments. I was, of course, unconvinced by any of them, just as much as I was unconvinced by any of the arguments for the existence of God, but they're still interesting arguments. But the most interesting argued that the skeptic begs the question against the very idea of a position, and this was offered by Schneema, I assume is how you pronounce that. And as an aside, even though you didn't win, username this is my name, I'm still going to give one of these prizes to a child for you just because. And the prize, of course, is a Socrates face kitchen towel. So send me your address and I'll get you one of these, and I'll also be giving one to a child just because of your spirit of generosity. Next up, explain Gödel's incompleteness theorems in the simplest possible terms. This was very tough. My favorite version actually was a little more complicated. Some people just quoted the direct definition, but I think the difficulty about Gödel's incompleteness theorems is the fact that just giving the definition makes people more confused than before. So I picked for the winner of this Monful. Don't know how to pronounce that either, but if you send me your address, I will send you a William James drink coaster set. Check that out. Now, number 8. I live in kitchens and forests. I eat berries, but serve others soup. Some see me as salvation, others fear me, some find me cute, others find my contents disgusting, but most everyone can find me and my little brother above their heads. What am I? Now, for the person that got this right, your first instinct was right, so I'm gonna give it to you, because you're the only one that was anywhere close. The correct answer is Ursa Major. Why? Ursa Major is both a bear, the constellation of a bear, but also the constellation of the Big Dipper. Because it's both of those things. Dippers live in kitchens, bears live in forest. Bears eat berries, dippers serve people soup. The dipper or the soup ladle is a symbol of salvation to many, and bears are frightening to many people. Teddy bears are cute, soup contents can be disgusting, but of course, everyone, or most everyone, can find Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, or the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper, above their heads. So, congratulations to Blad again for winning this one. You're going to be getting a Kripkenstein rule following t-shirt. Along with your address, send me your t-shirt size and whether you want the male or female version of that one. Next up, number 9. What is the best philosophy book I have not read? Once again, there were many great answers, but when I was going through this, I was feeling the ancients, so the winner is going to be Ashton Hennessy. You're also going to be getting a t-shirt. This is a t-shirt featuring David Hume. Send me your size, whether you want male or female, and your address, and you'll be getting one of those. And finally, number 10. Ask me a question I cannot answer. Now, this was a really wide open one, and I got a lot of really interesting, great questions. But what I decided to judge, or use as a metric to judge these questions with, was if I can respond with this statement, I don't know, to your question, and it answers it in some way, then I'm counting that as answering the question. Because I'm not saying a question that I am incapable of giving you the correct answer to, but one that when faced with, I can't give an answer. Based on that framework, there was one question which I don't know if I can respond I don't know to. Why? Because it was offered in a different language. It was offered in a code. And while I might be able to take some time and decode that code, I wasn't able to in the time that I had to figure this all out. So I'm going to give the winner of that to the person that offered me this lovely coded question, which I can't answer because I don't know if I don't know it or not. Without decoding the question, I can't see if I don't know it or not, so my answer, I don't know, doesn't work, which means the winner is T-Jump. You are going to be winning a lovely poster of the map of philosophy. As with everyone else, send me your address in a message, and I will send a copy of that on to you. Thank you once again for everyone for playing and for participating. If you didn't win, try again next time, or just buy some Carneades swag on Zazzle. Stay tuned for more videos. We do something interesting every 100 videos or so, but we're also probably going to do something when we hit, I want to say it's 33,000 subscribers or so, and I'll tell you why when we get there, why that number is important. But for now, watch this video and more here at Carneades.org, and stay skeptical, everybody.